Okay, welcome back, guys. I was going to do the normal post on Patreon for Game 6 tonight between Dallas and Winnipeg, but there's something a little bit more important going on right now. I got to talk about the sudden death. Shout out to Evan on my Patreon page. He tipped me off to this. Winnipeg Jets, their forward, Mark Scheifele, one of their best players, his father has just dropped dead just hours before the Stars and Jets are going to play in Game 6. Now, if you're new here, I have no doubt that this man was murdered. This is a pattern that repeats itself time and time and time again. So often, when a player, or a former player, or a family member, or anybody affiliated with one of the teams drops dead, it's almost a guarantee that that team is about to be eliminated from the playoffs, which could happen if the Stars win tonight. The Jets would be eliminated from the playoffs. So I want to go through this real fast. I'm also going to just do the preview. I'll also post this video to Patreon because we'll go through the Game 6 preview real quick. But the Jets announced the sudden death of Mark Scheifele's father, Brad. Now, again, he dies right before Game 6, which is going to happen tonight, May 17th. It's about, when's it supposed to start? 8 o'clock, which knowing the NHL, it's probably not going to start till almost quarter after, 8:30, somewhere in there, Eastern time. If you're on the West Coast, you don't have any problem. If you're on the West Coast, you can actually watch sports. You can't watch sports in the East Coast. The games are starting like an hour before you're going to bed. At least not those 10 o'clock starts, 9 o'clock starts. It's like, man, I might make it through the second period and then boom, time to go to bed. But notice Brad Scheifele, he's got the same gematria as Winnipeg Jets, 61 in the most pure cipher. The Dallas Stars tonight, they are looking for their 216th playoff win. Here's what's interesting about this. Okay, the arena they play in, American Airlines Center, opened on July 17th, 2001. Okay, from game 5 or game 6 tonight to the anniversary, which would be the 24th anniversary. Right now, the arena's 23 years old. It's going to turn 24 on July 17th. It is exactly 61 days. And of course, American Airlines Center sums the 216. Now, Brad Scheifele, notice his name sums to 97, which is the 25th prime, which is a number that connects to death. Dallas is also going for their 25th playoff series win tonight as the Dallas Stars, not counting their time as the Minnesota North Stars. So that's the one thing that really has me thinking Dallas, they might be closing it out tonight, you know. And just for hang on, let me pull up the date calculator for a second, because what's interesting about this, right? This is the I'll just show you something real fast. This is the 108th season of the NHL, right? Notice Dealey Plaza. See how Dealey Plaza. Now, when I decode, I really only use the most pure cipher and the most simple cipher, the alphabetic order, and then the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, where you break every letter down to a single digit. Here's what's interesting about this. If the Stars win tonight, they're going to get the 45th home win for home teams during the playoffs, during the 108th season of the NHL. In America, I should bring that up too. American Airlines Center is also 108, 216. But when the Kennedy assassination, which is what Dealey Plaza is famous for, right? And in a sense, the entire city of Dallas. Well, that happened November 22nd, 1963. Notice Brad Scheifele died 63 days after Mark Scheifele's birthday, which is March 15th. But the interesting part about that is it's exactly 177 days after the anniversary of the Kennedy assassination, November 22nd, 2024. That's the 61-year anniversary of the Kennedy assassination. And of course, we saw Ethel Kennedy drop dead right as this NHL season began. But 177 is the 136th composite number, and the Stars are looking for their 136th playoff win as the Dallas Stars, not counting their time as the Minnesota North Stars. So again, usually when somebody drops dead during a playoff series or during the playoffs connected to one of these teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's almost always a sign that that team loses and gets eliminated. Not necessarily always, but more often than not. Just in my time of being on YouTube, which is from 2020 through 2025, this it'll be the 6-year anniversary in I believe August or September. So that's a pattern that's been repeated very frequently. It's a very frequent occurrence. Now, for the people that are on Winnipeg, Winnipeg has some narratives to win tonight. Doesn't mean they're not going to get eliminated in Game 7 if we have one. We have Game 7 tomorrow night between the Leafs and the Panthers. But if you look at the Game 6 numbers, Dallas, they could possibly get their 23rd loss. 23 is the ninth prime number. Jets is 9, typically a good number with the Jets in the NFL and the NHL. And if you come down to Winnipeg, I mean, hang on, click on this. If you look at Winnipeg's Game 6 numbers, they could get to 1-3. 1-3. Dallas is 13. They could get that fourth loss. So 4's been a big number in this series, right? The only 2 games the Jets won, they won 4-0. Is that a sign they're falling to 0-4 tonight? It's possible. I know there are people that typically go against whatever I say. I know I have a couple people on Patreon. Some of the rock solid narratives you have, they'll always go against it. It's like, are you sure about that? But anyway, if the Stars win tonight in a potential clinching game, they'll get their 25th win and they'll stay on 18 losses. Again, 61, the 18th prime, Winnipeg Jets, Brad Scheifele, 61, Brad Scheifele, 97, the 25th prime, Winnipeg, 25. Oh, that's the other thing in light of the 61. How foolish of me. If the Stars win tonight, they get the 6-1 at home in the playoffs. So nothing really jumps out about Winnipeg's record when facing elimination, but it's not a one-way street, though, like always. I mean, again, if the Stars did lose tonight, they would fall to 5-2 versus Winnipeg, or 5-2 at home during the playoffs against Winnipeg. So it's there. It's never a one-way street, right? But if you do that, you'll be like Zach and you'll never make a pick. So, yeah, there's a high probability that Dallas closes it out tonight. But, like I say, never entirely one-sided. So if you play the game, always bet smart. But, yeah, RIP to Brad Scheifele. And I'll leave it there. I'll talk to you guys soon.